All right, so I promised at the beginning of the show that we're going to go over my top 10 rookies for this upcoming season. But before we get into that, I want to go through 5 rookies who just missed. Because out of all these top 10 videos that we keep putting out, by the way, keep watching them. They're doing great on YouTube. I love hearing what you guys think about my rankings in the comments section. All of you guys kept asking for five players who just missed our list. So we're going to start doing that because I listen to you guys and I want to improve this show. So 5 rookies who just missed my rankings. Mo Bamba at plus 1,500 odds to win Rookie of the Year, presented by BetDSI. DeAnthony Melton at plus 3,500, who I think is going to have a nice season with the Rockets. I just don't think he's going to play enough really on that team in order to make that big of an impact. Harry Giles is a big-time dark horse for me, plus 3,600 odds. Miles Bridges, plus 3,800. And then I didn't put Michael Porter on this list because, I mean, do we even know if he's going to play? I'm still not 100% sure if Michael Porter Jr. is even going to play this year. The Nuggets aren't really giving us anything. Porter says he's healthy, but I mean, of course he's going to say he's healthy. He wants to play basketball. But before we get into that top 10, remember, go to chatsports.com/bet right now. Use that promo code CHAT120 to get your 120% bonus when you sign up. You can get up to $600 of bonus money. It's just free money, and you guys can bet with me on these NBA Rookie of the Year odds. So we'll take a second. Go sign up. Just type in chatsports.com/bet in your browser right next to our YouTube. You can still hear my voice. And then we're going to get into these Rookie of the Year odds. So let's go into my top 10 rookies for this upcoming season. At number 10, we have Lonnie Walker, the new point guard for the Spurs. Odds to win Rookie of the Year, plus 5,000. Those numbers are really interesting. I want to make a little bit of a comparison with Lonnie Walker to another rookie that we had last year. I think that Lonnie Walker, out of any of the guards that were drafted this year, has the highest chance of ending up like a Donovan Mitchell and coming out of nowhere like he did last year and blowing people's socks off. Because now that Manu Ginobili is gone, Lonnie Walker is going to be the first guard for the Spurs coming off the bench. Also, not to mention, Danny Green is gone as well. So that's 2 members of their backcourt who are now gone. That's going to open up a lot more minutes for Lonnie Walker. I understand that his points per game weren't that great at Miami. He didn't start the entire season, so obviously they weren't going to be where they should. But with Greg Popovich, with the amount of play time that he's going to be getting, I think that Lonnie Walker is going to surprise a lot of people this year. If you're looking for a deep dark horse to put money on for the Rookie of the Year odds, plus 5,000 on Lonnie Walker could be a good buy, could be a good guy to put down $10 on. I mean, you can win $500 if you just put some money down on him. Let's go to number 9. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. This dude really surprised me in Summer League. He really did. He showed a lot of versatility on the offensive side of the ball. He's shown a penchant for defense that I didn't realize he had. Obviously, the athleticism was always there and the passing ability. But with how many point guards are on this Clippers roster at this point, I think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best point guard that they have on this roster. And I think by midseason, he's going to end up starting for them. I don't think he'll start right away. I think they're going to do with him what the Kings did with De'Aaron Fox. They have a bunch of veteran point guards on this team. But as the season goes forward, Gilgeous-Alexander is going to end up being the guy that they start at point guard. He's going to be one of their biggest selling points to any free agent that they try to pitch over the next couple of years. They're really excited about what this kid is going to be able to do, as am I. So if you're looking, again, plus 3,500 odds to win Rookie of the Year this year, very good odds for a guy who's going to end up being the starting point guard eventually on a team that might even make it to the playoffs. So watch out for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander this year. He will most likely end up starting for the Clippers, and even if he doesn't, he's going to be a really nice piece for them coming off the bench. Let's go to number 8. This is probably one that I'm going to get probably the most crap for, and it's Trae Young. So I have Trae Young at number 8. BetDSI giving us the odds for him to win Rookie of the Year at plus 1,000. I think Trae Young is going to start off slow. I think what we saw in the Summer League is kind of indicative of how his NBA career is going to go. You saw in the beginning of games, the dude was just chucking up shots. He was just throwing it at the hoop, no consideration for his own life, like just tossing up stuff, and nothing went in. He looked like crap. But as Summer League went on and later into games, he started to hit more shots. And I think this Hawks team, they're going to be really bad this year. But that's how this Hawks team is going to work. Trae Young is going to be the lead offensive player on this team, but but I just don't know how long it's going to take him to really get going. I think NBA defenses, especially on a team that doesn't have a lot of offensive pieces like the Hawks, they're going to key in on Trae Young and make sure that he doesn't kill them with the three ball. So Trae Young is really going to have to find a lot of different ways to move, to impact the offense, and most importantly, to score. So Trae Young for me is the number 8 rookie in the NBA going to this year. I just don't think he's going to have a great rookie season. He just doesn't look to be a guy for me that's going to be a great young player. Give him a couple of years in the NBA to really figure out NBA defenses and how to play the pure point guard position. Then I think he'll start getting good. But I think he's going to be a guy that starts off slow. Let me know in the comment section below, though, how many games, or all-star games I should say, will Trae Young play in his career? I think he's a multi-time all-star. I think you could see him in about 4 to 5. I don't think he's going to go down as one of the best point guards of all time, but he's definitely part of the next generation of great young point guards, along with the likes of Lonzo Ball and De'Aaron Fox, who I think are going to end up taking over the league when the likes of, Chris Paul end up leaving the building. Let's go to number 7. It's Wendell Carter Jr., the power forward for the Bulls, who I told all of you multiple times in mock drafts that Wendell Carter Jr. was going to go to the Bulls. He was the perfect fit for their team, and he looked great in the summer league. Now, he's never going to score a lot of points. That's just not his game. He's not some offensive superstar. He's not a Marvin Bagley who's going to be putting up 20 points per game. But he's going to be instantly maybe the best defensive player on the Bulls' entire roster. I mean, he's already going to be the best defensive big man that they have. And don't even try to convince me that Robin Lopez is a better defensive big man right now than Wendell Carter Jr. He's not. Robin Lopez isn't very good anymore. But Wendell Carter Jr. is going to have such a positive impact on this Bulls team. They need someone who can be a lockdown defender down low, because Bobby Portis and Lauri Markkanen are horrible defenders. So Wendell Carter is going to start for this team. And I think what we saw at Duke, with him being a great guy above the rim, his ability to protect it as well, I love him in transition. Wendell Carter is going to be a really fun player to watch on this Bulls team that has a lot of great athletes on it. With Zach LaVine, with the likes of Chris Dunn, and obviously Lauri Markkanen, I think Wendell Carter Jr. is the perfect fit for this team. He's going to thrive this year for the Chicago Bulls. Let's go to number 6. It's Marvin Bagley. I really did have an issue with, who do I put ahead of one or the other? Do I put Bagley over Carter? Do I put Carter over Bagley? I ended up putting Bagley over Carter, mostly because Bagley is going to score so many points this year, especially on a Kings team that he's probably the best scoring option they have right now. I know they have Buddy Hield. I know they have Bogdanovich, but I mean, Marvin Bagley should almost instantly be an 18, 19 to 20 points per game kind of scorer. He really should be. There's no reason that a guy with his skill set, especially around the rim, shouldn't. Especially because his biggest weakness is his defense. And he got drafted by the perfect team. A lot of times in the NBA, you will see players get drafted by the wrong team, and they'll lose so many years of their career simply because there's no number 1 spot for them to play. They don't get a lot of playing time. But Marvin Bagley was drafted by the perfect team because with his complete lack of defensive ability, he could just play next to Willie Cauley-Stein, who can really only play defense in general. So Bagley, for me, coming in at number 6 on my top 10 rookies for 2018, I think he has a lot of room to grow. He could end up definitely being in the top 3 by the end of the season, but I think he's just going to get so dominated on the defensive side of the ball, I just can't quite put him in the top 5 quite yet. Speaking of the top 5, let's go to Collin Sexton. BetDSI odds to win Rookie of the Year by plus 850. So if you put $10 down, you're going to win $85. That's a pretty good deal considering the actual NBA rookies think that Collin Sexton is going to win Rookie of the Year, or at least he was tied with DeAndre Ayton for winning Rookie of the Year from the rookie vote. Collin Sexton is going to be a fantastic player in this league. He is. No question about it. He is going to be one of the most fun point guards to watch in the NBA for years to come. He's on a great team that he'll be able to lead. His defense is going to be really fun to watch. I think his offense is on a great team that's going to allow him to grow. His jump shot needs a lot of work. But with the lack of offensive options on this team outside of Kevin Love, Collin Sexton is going to have a lot of responsibility on the offensive side of the ball. And if you look at his stats at Alabama, the dude still averaged 19 points per game. despite not really having any other secondary offensive option on his team. Now he's in the NBA with an elite scorer in Kevin Love at his position. Couple nice shooters around him. I think Collin Sexton is going to be open way more than he was at Alabama. So watch out for Sexton in his rookie season. I think he's going to have a great chance to steal the Rookie of the Year trophy this year. Another guy who I think is a great chance to steal the trophy is Jaren Jackson Jr., who, out of all the rookies who got drafted this year, he was the one who I was most surprised got the most hate. He absolutely got the most hate of any player in our YouTube videos from the NBA draft that got drafted. It was odd. Like, people just don't think that he's good. And then he went in the summer league and one of the games hit 8 threes at almost 7 feet. Like, this dude is a freak of nature, and he's so unbelievably young. And again, like I said with Marvin Bagley, Jaren Jackson Jr. got drafted by the right team. He is going to be a big-time player for them. Now, whether or not he starts remains to be seen. I think he's going to start a bunch of games for them. I don't know if he's going to start all 82. I don't even know if he's going to start 40 games for them. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to have such an impact off the bench this year that you're going to start hearing rumors mid-season, guaranteed coming out of my mouth right now. Jaren Jackson Jr., if he stays healthy, is going to play so well that it is going to force the Grizzlies to consider trading Marc Gasol midseason. Boom. Guaranteed. He is going to be one of the most fun rookies to watch. He's a 7-footer who can protect the rim, that can shoot threes at a pretty intense rate. So watch out for Jaren Jackson Jr. BetDSI odds of plus 850 to win Rookie of the Year this year. Those are pretty good odds to put down some money on. Again, go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code ChatSports to get that 120% bonus. Put some money down on Jaren Jackson Jr. in order to win Rookie of the Year. Chat 120 today to get that bonus. Let's go to Kevin Knox. I was wrong. Lena, I was wrong about Kevin Knox. I will admit when I'm wrong about players. I was wrong about him. Now, it's only Summer League. He looked ridiculous in Summer League, but he already looks like an elite scoring wing, which I did not expect. I thought he was going to be a guy that really took a couple of years to get going. I thought he was a project player. I thought he was incredibly raw. His athleticism is off the charts, but I thought his jump shot needed some work. But man, this dude can really score. I mean, he's got a great stroke from outside the arc. He's explosive around the rim. I'm a little bit concerned about his defense, but Dave Fizdale is the perfect coach for him to really get that going. And at plus 800 odds to win Rookie of the Year, according to the BetDSI, those are some great odds to put money down on a guy who is going to be one of the primary scoring options for this Knicks team. I mean, who realistically, let's look at this roster and take a second. Who is going to score more in terms of points per game on this Knicks team? Kristaps isn't coming back until December, maybe not even until January. Cantor, maybe, because they need someone to score down low. I don't think Trey Burke is going to score more than Kevin Knox. Tim Hardaway Jr. also is a maybe, but Kevin Knox is going to be the highest scoring wing player on this team. They want him to start. So let's say that Kevin Knox scores, kind of what the clip that Jason Tatum did last year, kind of second half of the season. Let's say that Kevin Knox puts up 15.5 points per game along with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. That's probably good enough to be a finalist at least for Rookie of the Year, depending on what Deandre Ayton and Luka Doncic do. So with the situation that Kevin Knox is in, and with how much opportunity he's going to have to score, he's definitely a guy that you guys should think about putting money on. And not to mention, as my number 3 rookie going forward, the dude may very well just be a future superstar. I think he's a really fun player to watch. I think he's going to be just a baller on this Knicks team. And I got a weigh-in coming up for you guys here in just a minute. Is Kevin Knox a future superstar? It's a question that I think coming out of Summer League, he's really the only guy that we can ask that question about. I mean, Ayton, Ayton is Ayton. He's going to have a great career. I'm just not really sure what his peak is. I'm not really sure. I mean, it could be Patrick Ewing or it could be Brook Lopez. Like, we don't really know what Deandre Ayton's peak is going to be. But Kevin Knox seems to have this wild ceiling that I just did not see beforehand. So let me know in the comment section below if you think that Kevin Knox is a future superstar. Give me a 3 for yes. Give me a 4 for no. I say yes. I think he got drafted by the right team. He has the right head coach. There are enough pieces around him that there's not going to be a ton of stress on him to really score, similar to Jason Tatum last year. There's no pressure on this Knicks team to win this year. Absolutely none. No pressure at all to win. So if you're Kevin Knox, you can just go out there and develop your game, play a little bit off the shoulder, and just allow your game to develop naturally. He's going to have a really fun season for this Knicks team. I'm excited to see the numbers that he's going to put up this year. Want to thank Mizzen & Main for supplying these incredible shirts that we wear here on air. Head to www.comfortable.af to get yours today. It is unfathomable how comfortable these shirts are. I never even thought that button-down shirts could be this comfortable. I straight up threw away any shirt that I had that wasn't a Mizzen & Main shirt. I don't have them anymore. These are the only button-down shirts that I have, and if you buy one, you're going to think the same as me. Thank you to Mizzen & Main for coming along with us today. So we just went through 3 through 10. Let's now get to 1 and 2. At number 2, I have DeAndre Ayton. I got to stick with my guy, Luka Doncic. BetDSI odds for DeAndre Ayton to win Rookie of the Year of plus 325. I think DeAndre Ayton by the end of the season is going to be a top 10 center. I just do. I think that the game that he plays, with the amount of points that he's going to score, with just how dominant he is around the rim, he's going to do some work. Now, he is in the Western Conference, which right now has a lot of very good defensive centers. Talking about a Rudy Gobert, an Anthony Davis, a Willie Cauley-Stein. A lot of really good defensive centers. So DeAndre Ayton is going to be tested constantly. But on the other side of that, he has enough pure, raw ability to just dominate down low. And there isn't really another fantastic scorer on this team besides Devin Booker, obviously. So without really another elite scorer outside of Booker, I mean, Ariza's a nice player, but I wouldn't call him an elite scorer. Mikal Bridges is basically Trevor Ariza 2.0. Josh Jackson keeps trying to convince people he can shoot. He can't shoot. So DeAndre Ayton is probably going to be the second leading scorer on this team, between 18 to 20 points per game, along with being a very good shot blocker. I think DeAndre Ayton is going to have a very good season this year for the Suns. They're not going to win a lot of games, guys. The Phoenix Suns are going to win maybe 30 games. Maybe 30 games. Like, I would put the over-under on about 26 right now. But if you want a guy that you want to put money down on who is going to put up some crazy statistics this year, DeAndre Ayton is your guy. Plus 325 to win Rookie of the Year this year. Let's go to number 1. It's Luka Doncic. I got to stick with my guy. I said he was the number 1 player coming out of the draft this year. I mentioned during the NBA draft show that he was my pick for Rookie of the Year regardless of where he went. And it just so happened that he went to a team that is absolutely perfect for him. Perfect for him. This dude is going to dominate the pick and roll in the NBA. And it just so happens that the Dallas Mavericks have one of the 3 best pick and roll centers in the entire NBA in DeAndre Jordan. Luka Doncic is going to absolutely dominate this year. He's going to dominate as an NBA player. He has Rick Carlisle as a coach. He has the best international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, on his team. He has a bunch of other scoring options that'll take pressure off of him. He is going to have a stellar season. Plus 300 to win Rookie of the Year. He's who I'm putting money down on, regardless of the upside of winning some big-time cash with a guy like a Harry Giles, a dark horse, or a Lonnie Walker at plus 5,000. But I will definitely win $30 when Luka Doncic wins Rookie of the Year at those plus 300 odds. He is going to light the NBA on fire. I'm tired of people saying that international prospects can't be good in the NBA and it takes them a while to progress. I'm tired of people telling me that Luka Doncic's success in the EuroLeague means nothing for his success in the NBA. That's not true. The dude won MVP in the EuroLeague at 19 years old. Or 18 years old, excuse me. 18. MVP. Playing with men. 30-year-old men, 20-year-old men, former NBA players. Luka Doncic wins MVP in that league. And all of a sudden he's not going to be good in the NBA? It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, considering there are a lot of good EuroLeague players in the NBA today. So Luka Doncic, for me, my number 1 rookie for this upcoming season. Again, if you agree with me, go to chatsports.com/bet right now and put some money down on Luka Doncic. Let's go back over my Rookie of the Year top 10. Lonnie Walker, number 10. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at number 9, Trae Young at number 8, Wendell Carter Jr. at number 7, Marvin Bagley coming in at number 6. Then our top 5, Collin Sexton at that number 5, Jaren Jackson Jr. at number 4, Kevin Knox at number 3 at plus 800 on those Rookie of the Year odds, Deandre Ayton at number 2, and my guy Luka Doncic coming in at number 1. He is my number 1 rookie for this upcoming season. And hey, if you think you know more than me, again, it's time to be a player and not a talker. All you YouTube commenters who, oh, your list is terrible. If you really think that you know better than I do, which you don't, go to chatsports.com/bet, bet on someone that you think is going to win Rookie of the Year that isn't Luka Doncic, or it is, and tell me that I'm wrong. But until you win money on these guys, I don't care what you have to say, you silly YouTube commenters. Your comments deflect off me like nothing. Go to BetDSI today, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code CHAT120 and make some money.